Previously on Unranked.
Or I put together the DeLorean time machine Lego
Oh boy.
set.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
it's actually, you can see it. It's right
Yeah.
there. Right there.
Yep.
Okay. Kid comes downstairs. Okay. And is very fascinated with everything going on these shelves. I have the three iterations of the DeLorean as models in their boxes, not opened, on the shelf. She wants to take that off. She wants to reach. Please. Anyway, all this stuff. So the DeLorean. She wants to put Marty and I'm sorry, she calls him Margot. Margot and Doc.
Sure.
Okay. Doc, who I have here in my hand, right?
Yep.
He goes here. And then Margot would go there.
Yep.
But we don't have Margot.
But where is Margot?
Where in the house is Margot McFly? Well, Margot McFly, she took this off the shelf and said, "Can I have it?" And
Yeah.
I was like, "Fine." All of a sudden, I hear, "Uh-oh." And I'm like, "What? Oh, no." So I go and I go, What? She goes, "Where's Margot? Doc, where's Margot?" And I'm like, "Where is Margot, Avery?" And she's sitting in front of the radiator, and there's holes in the radiator, and she points to the hole.
Hello and welcome to the Unranked podcast. This is Christian Humes, as always, here with the 444th episode of the show, and we have Alex, Tuna, diving for Margot Marinella,
Yeah. How are you?
and great Britam back from PAX West, Caswell.
Can't wait to hear the update to this little tale.
Okay.
Yeah,
First of all, I want to say that I have a note here.
Oh,
I have a note that I wrote down last week, Christian.
yeah, I didn't get to it, just like I didn't get to the presentation for this week.
Okay. All right. We'll
Yeah.
leave it there.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
leave it there.
Yeah,
We
we'll
won't
leave it there.
we won't even bring it up.
Listen, I'm
We won't
sorry,
even
but
bring it up.
I have been just playing Star Wars Outlaws
Listen,
with all
I
of my
don't,
free time.
I don't care.
I love that.
I'm following
All
up
I'm
on the
doing.
fact that I'm just following up on the fact that I wrote myself a note.
Yeah.
I'm following up on my note.
Yeah.
And there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Earlier today, when I realized I didn't cut last week's yet, and I was like, oh, I didn't do it last week when I edited it, and I was like, oh, I was supposed to find that. I was like, I'm not fucking doing that today.
No. So, the update to Margot,
Yeah. Let's get right into it.
really quick, is that I bought a telescoping camera that you can put that you can
Hell
connect
yeah.
to your phone.
Hell yeah.
Okay. And this thing also came with little like hooks and a magnet and everything else.
I'm actually jealous. I really want one now that you've said this. This
So-
sounds awesome.
I don't know if I sent you these pictures. I think I might have.
You sent
So-
you sent one. You sent one, yeah.
Okay. So this you should cut these into the I don't want to make more work for you, but these are pretty good. So I sent the cam. Tom, are you looking at these pics?
Are they in the group chat?
I just sent them.
Yeah, he just
Sent them.
Oh,
Go
just
look at your
sent them.
phone.
Okay,
Go
gotcha,
look at your
gotcha,
phone.
gotcha. Okay.
So I
Oh my
put
god.
the camera
Oh
in.
my god.
Yeah. So I put the camera in, right? There's like 20 holes to this radiator.
Dude, this second photo is nuts.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So the
Okay.
first photo is me finding him. Right. I found him. I got him. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, I found the
It's
There
hard
you
to
go.
tell.
Oh, this
It's
is the
hard-
first photo. This is
the
the
first
photo.
photo
right?
is the first photo is like yeah, it's like he's been buried for 1,000 years. And
It's hard to tell in the photo.
yeah, but that's clearly Margot.
Yeah,
right.
but
Like there's nothing else down there. that looks
Where
like
is
that.
he?
crazy how dusty he is.
Yeah, he's dusty
Wait,
as hell.
Where is he?
What are you talking about? Where is
He's in
he?
the radiator.
He's in the radiator. This is one of this is where the heat comes
in
up.
in this image, where is he?
Right here.
Tom, are you serious?
The big thing in the middle is him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
this
see.
is head. This
Okay,
is head.
I'm seeing the
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
the
Arm.
scale was off. Yep.
Yeah,
yep,
this
yep.
is an arm.
Wow, he
Yeah.
is disgusting.
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
So then the next
For
like
audio listeners, to explain why I couldn't see him, he is coated in the same color as the interior of this pipe. Like
Yeah.
he is just a sheet of gray. So it's kind of hard to tell. I thought it was a part of the piping.
He
And I
looks like
thought
the
that
kid in the
yeah.
Sandlot when the vacuum explodes, which is ironic because this is
Yeah.
kind of like Alex was doing Sandlot like contraptions
But I'm
to figure out how to
trying.
get him out.
I'm trying to think. Marty also in the movies had a scene where he was covered in soot.
Yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying. Is that's
well, you just said
Marty
Sandlot.
did. Marty did.
Marty
Yeah.
did. Anyway, so then I hooked. So I once I found him, right?
Mhm.
Britt was super negative. She was like, "You're never gonna get him out. You're never gonna get him out. You're never gonna get him
Sure.
out."
Sure.
I'm like, all right, well, let me do it. So I'm sitting
Now,
there, right?
by the way, once
Until-
she said that, you were
oh, once
going
she
to get him
said that,
out.
I was never
No matter how long it
leaving.
took,
Yeah, I
how
was
much
never
money
leaving
you
that.
spent.
Yeah,
You
no,
would
I was
spend
never leaving
the
that.
amount of money. You would spend so much more
You
money
should have.
than the cost of buying a new Marty.
Yeah, yeah.
You should have hit up Chris. Like Chris has all like the gadgets. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
he
He's
has
got all
this
the
guy.
like
He's
little
got this
thing.
new gadget though. I don't have this gadget. This
I know,
gadget
but
is sick.
I'm saying that would have been my first go-to. Like
Yeah.
Chris, do you got any tool? You got
Oh,
any
bring
kit?
something with you during Lads
Yeah.
Weekend.
Yeah.
Oh man, if you had saved this for Lads, if this was the opener to Lads
Oh
Weekend, would
my
be the three
God.
of
Oh,
us
yeah.
getting Marty out. That would have been
Yeah,
pretty
instead
good.
of going to our awesome Airbnb with a pool, we're spending hours trying to fish this fucker
I'll
out.
be honest, Tom, it would be pretty fun.
So
No, it'd be good hanging out.
so after I located Marty, I then took the camera out and I attached in this picture. This is a hook. What you're looking
Hell
at
yeah.
next
Hell
to
yeah.
him is the hook. So now the hook is, and this did take a while because it was a very narrow space,
Yeah,
and I
that's a
couldn't
thick
really.
hook.
I had to like finagle. I had to really like jostle. There was a lot of jostling going on in this cable, but then eventually we did hook him, and got him out. And I was
That's
like,
awesome.
and I went to Brett. I go, Margot, back. He's back.
That's
And then
awesome.
we cleaned him off, and he's back where actually, he's not even back where he needs to be. I almost let her play with him again, but then I thought better of it, and I was like, no. And I threw him down the stairs in the basement, and I still haven't. I'm just, as of like laziness, I just haven't picked him up. He's over there. He's sitting on the floor over there.
You so you didn't unscrew the front of the radiator.
No, I
Oh,
couldn't
okay.
unscrew the front. I couldn't. I had to literally.
What do you
I-
mean?
I couldn't. It was a full unit. So
But there's that front plate, the grate. The grate.
no, that grate's not going to do anything. That grate are not the holes that I'm talking about. Those are not the holes that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Hold on. Hold on. Let me.
No, but the grate is where he went through though.
No, we did not go through the grate. No.
Wait,
Oh, no.
what's
Oh
going
my
on now, Tom?
goodness.
No.
I thought I remember the image. It had
Yeah,
like
the
four
image.
holes at the top,
I'm gonna send you the goddamn.
like a slot, like almost like a
I'm gonna send you the
mailbox.
image. I'm gonna send you the image now.
Okay.
So here's the image. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So the piece at the bottom,
Uh-huh.
that can come off. Okay.
Doesn't it fall
That-
down to there though? Like how does
It
this work?
does. Yes, it could fall down to there, but he wasn't going down there.
So you're telling
So-
me if you took a screwdriver to these like top two
Yeah,
screws?
what are those screws for? They're
Yeah,
clearly
there's
to
like
hold
a-
it on.
Or is that
What screws?
The one right there on the
maybe
top
that's not
left by
I
your
don't.
hand.
That might not.
That's not a
actually be
screw. That's not a screw. That's not a screw. That's for the steam.
Then what are these side screws?
What size? These, the ones that are painted over?
Yeah.
No, the whole unit. It's like glued in there. There's no way this is the only piece that comes out is that bottom piece.
It's
So
unfortunate because what I was going to suggest
Oh
was
my
if you could take the
God.
front off, right, you can put some chicken wire behind it so that
Yeah.
you couldn't push anything through.
No,
in the
these
future.
holes,
Oh,
holes,
that's a good
the
idea.
hole that you're
actually.
seeing, it goes straight down.
Right. Well, that's what.
At the top. It goes like in and then straight down. So I had
Well,
to
that's
fix
what I'm
You're
saying.
fucked. This is
No
going to
problem.
happen again.
But wait,
Well-
wait. If it goes straight down, how did he not go down?
because he
into
got
the
too
bottom
he
and-
got too thick.
Thick.
Right? He's too thick. He couldn't get all the way down. So he was in the middle. Fucking fish him out.
These are not the holes I'm talking about. He got too thick. He can't have
Oh, man.
any more innuendo.
Next week's previously on is ready if I don't get to
Yeah,
the thing I'm
it's-
supposed to.
I mean,
It's-
that's, you know,
it's-
I mean, but it is a perfect size for a little Lego figure to go in. I get why she wanted to do it.
Tom, Tom, this hole is shit. This is my hole. This hole is
It
shaped for
is.
me.
It is perfectly shaped for
You got to
the.
read that Junji Ito, Alex. It's
Oh,
so good.
Tuna would love the
It's
Junj.
so good. Oh my god. Oh, great stuff. All right. I think we have a bit of a podcast to do here.
Oh my god, we haven't even gotten to the Pokemon.
And we're supposed to
a new
actually do a
record.
shorter podcast because Chris
Oh,
choppy
Chris
chop.
has to go.
Yeah, we'll get to
Okay.
it. It's
All right.
like really like one of the only two things I have to talk about both. So
I don't have anything to talk about really.
So
I got a lot.
We know you do. That's why we're Chris and I are actually going to play Halo while you
just
about
ramble.
what you did. Yeah.
no, what I'm gonna do though is
Chris
I'm
and I
gonna
are
make
gonna
sure
play
you
Halo.
don't lose the thread, and I'm gonna keep Tom on target about the games.
Stay on
Yeah.
target. Stay
Yeah.
on target. Can we use that?
Let's talk
That's
about the Pokemon.
Can we use that?
I'm not the one rambling, right?
Yeah.
Anyone else frozen?
You are.
You are.
Yeah, my internet connection is unstable. It just said.
Oh no.
Everyone's video, your video quality, I'll just.
This is precious rambling time that we are.
Yeah,
wasting.
this is Sylvester Stallone in Rambo.
Well, let's get to the Pokemon.
But do you
Shall
know
we?
what I'm talking about? The Stay on Target guy from Star Wars?
Oh
Yeah,
my
what about it?
god.
Stay on target.
Well, you did. Yeah, well, Tom didn't. And I said, let's make it a soundboard thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That when he rambles, you click
Stay
that
on target. Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
I like
stay
that.
on
Yeah,
target. You click that button.
Okay. Yeah, I like that's good. That's good.
Oh, here we go. Here we go, baby. I forgot we were doing this evolution.
Yes. All right.
that's
Pokemon
right.
444. The luckiest Pokemon. Today's
Is that
Pokemon
true?
is Gabite. Or Alex, sorry. How do you pronounce this Pokemon?
Gabite, Gabit, Gabit,
Gabite.
Yeah, Gabite.
Gabite.
Gabit.
It's the evolution of Gibble, starting at level 24. No special circumstances, just regular old
Beautiful.
evolution. Bog standard.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. It is a dragon ground type.
Yeah, I like this Pokemon.
Well, great.
I like it better than last week's.
Okay. I mean, I think last week's is a cute way for it to start out with the little
No, I
land
get
shark
it.
design.
We went into this last week. I said that I
Yeah,
understand
could be better.
that people like it, but I'm not a big fan.
I like the color change as well. We have more of a purple hue here. I have more of a GameCube indigo.
Oh yeah.
So its biology, Gabite's a medium-sized bipedal dragon-like Pokemon. It's primarily blue. Its underside is light blue with red covering its middle abdomen to the bottom of its jaw. It has two appendages that resemble jets or plane engines sticking out the side of its skull, just like Gibble had, and its eventual end evolution. Also has spikes on its knees. It has spike claws, and it has sort of like wing blade arms, which is pretty cool in my opinion.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's cool. The only thing I don't like about it, I don't like its head ear things.
The jet engines.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
You know, it's interesting. It's the second jet. There is another like jet plane inspired Pokemon, but I fucking love that one. It's the one from Pokemon Sword and Shield that's also like a ghost type, and it's like the dragon ghost type.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so cool. Tell us about its name.
This one's easy. Gabite may be a combination of Gaburi, parentheses, with a big bite, close parentheses, and bite.
Easy.
What's Gaburi, though? What language? I mean, I guess it's Japanese.
Gaburi. Well, it says with a big bite.
I know, but like, yeah, but that's not an English word. Gaburi is a character in the video game One Piece Unlimited Cruise.
I guess they just kept the Japanese name.
He is an animated orb who protects the Great Tree's candidates. Gaburi Chicken is a Japanese fried chicken restaurant.
Canonical. Just
Well, I would assume so, considering it's the fucking video game.
God, this week's chapter is fucking
I'm
crazy.
behind. I'm like
You
3
have to
chapters
fucking
behind.
you have to read it because this week, Alex, is like
Yes, Christian. All right, I'll read it. Jesus Christ. You know, I Googled Gaburi and there is nothing from a Google search that gives you with a big bite. So I don't know.
It's the Japanese, bro.
Now, I
Like,
get it. Yeah,
right,
but if you think if I Googled it, I would also,
brother.
I'd see that it was. All right, I'm done. I'm done with this.
Did you look
So,
that meme up, by the way?
no, I didn't
Ooh,
know.
brother. We'll have to watch it. So
all
good.
right. I'm
Uh,
gonna give you a little bit here. So this Pokemon, once again, very similar color change for its shiny, non-shiny. I think they're both nice.
Yeah.
There's just nothing special about it.
No, no.
Let's open up our list and take a look. Legends Arceus says, though Gabite are usually of a violent disposition, when I gave one a glass bead it had been eyeing covetously, it suddenly became quite docile. Covetously. Wow, that is quite the word to
Intense.
throw at children.
It's intense.
Covetously?
Yeah.
This is Arceus, right?
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
Arceus? Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Very cool.
Where did our boy Gibble go? Where does a
8
Gibble go?
In the teens. In the teens.
No.
What does
Yeah.
Dibba do? Yeah, I think it was like high teens.
17 or something like that.
Yeah.
No, Spiritomb was 18.
Yeah, we put it right above that.
No, that's Pachirisu.
What are you talking about?
I'm looking at the list. I don't see Gibble.
I think we put it right under that.
Wait, why is Gibble not here? Did no one actually? We talked about it. We just didn't
we
do
must
it.
not have added it. It was right under. It was either right
Or
above
something
Pachirisu.
happened where, because sometimes with this, because all the things it wants to like spell check them, sometimes they get fucked.
Wait, we put it above Spirit?
That's what I'm saying, Alex. Is that doesn't sound correct to me.
That doesn't sound right.
All right, you guys start. Here's what we're gonna do.
I'm pretty sure that's
you guys
exactly
start
put it above Spirit Tom. That is not.
All right,
correct.
listen. I want you to start discussing where you think this should go, while I find where we put it in last week's episode.
Okay. I would put it. I feel like we put it
because I think it goes above last week.
Yes, easy.
So let's see where you think this is going in the first place.
If I had to guess, I would say that we put it at 16, but I think it should go at 19. I think both of these bad boys should go at 19 and 20.
If Glameow was out, it would be under Luxio at
Sure.
17.
Oh, there you go.
So I was gonna say,
this is last week's recording.
I think I choose Shanks. That being said, I'm Horse type and Dragon type.
That's why I'm happy with that.
All right, do it. All right, here we go. Number 57 on the list.
What the fuck?
What?
That's what.
Do you hear this?
Yeah, we've been hearing it.
Oh, I didn't realize I was sharing the audio.
What
about above Pachirisu, below Luxio? That's wild.
No, I disagree with that. I think we should move it down. I think we should move down both these
below Spirit
below Spirit Tom.
No way.
What do you mean, no way?
This is so much cooler than that Pokemon.
I would be fine splitting the difference here and putting the evolution above Spiritomb.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't put Gibble above Spiritomb.
No, you crazy.
I like this one. I think that it does something that very few middle evolutions do right, and that is be a good middle evolution.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's got an upgrade, right, to something that's
I actually think it's
intense.
better than its final evolution.
I would say so as well. The final evolution is just kind of taller and slender. We'll get to that, but yeah,
you know what? I actually think I want to put this above Pachirisu. Wait, hold on.
Goodness.
Yeah, I think I want to put this above Pachirisu. below Luxio.
I mean, I'm down with that.
This is a cool Pokemon.
I think this is a Luxio level mid evolution, right? Luxio is the mid, right?
Alex walked away. I'm doing it.
Do it. But where's Gibble going then? So you're moving
he's
him.
He's staying below Spiritomb.
Okay, he's right below Spiritomb. Gotcha. Yeah, put it above Pachirisu.
All right.
I'm good with
the other cool thing is that if you look at its sprites, it actually has variants. One with the shark fin intact, and then one with the shark fin with like a chunk out of it.
That's awesome. All right, well, cool. So there we go. Number 17, Gabite. The new 17, right below Luxio, right above Pachirisu. Boom, locked in. All right. Let's move along. Move along. Speaking of which, just before I got here, I was dealing with some imps. Dealing with a lot of imps.
What?
Star Wars Outlaws.
Oh, Imperial.
Okay, yeah.
Imperial.
Tell us about it. Tell us about it.
I mean, man, I'm first of all, what I said last week about like I'm all in on the Crimson Dawn. No, now everybody wants a piece of me. Everybody wants a piece of me. I'm good. All 4 of the different like clans. Like what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cartels.
All 4
cartels,
of them.
Yeah.
Cartels. All 4 of them want a piece of me. I'm good with the Huts and the Ashiga. But I just today completely maxed out the Pikes, which is the opposite of what I had been doing with the Pikes. And the reason I did that is because if you completely max out the Pikes, you get an Imperial suit.
Yeah, it's
set.
a really, really sick cosmetic.
And then the Imperials don't actually always notice you if you're wearing them. You can kind of walk by them and they won't be alerted as easily because they'll think that you're amongst them. So I just did my first like Imperial invasion. Like I went into while wearing it and I was able to get away with quite a bit. Although at one point it did start popping off and they started calling in like the death troopers and shit. And it got real hairy in there. But I think because I had it on, I was able to like get away from them long enough and like sneak by. Like it was fucking sick though. And it felt very Star Wars to be like hiding in the enemy's outfit, walking around amongst them, like pretending I'm like, oh, don't worry about it.
Well, Survivor even does that as well.
Yeah.
But it's cool that it's like, no, this is an actual cosmetic. Because I don't think you get to keep that Imperials. It's not a cosmetic. It's like a story beat. Whereas this is like something you get. That's cool. And where do you stand with the Crimson Dawn?
I am at the beginning of excellent, but I'm not maxed out yet. I'm gonna do that now that I got the Pikes, because the part of the problem with trying to max out all of them is like you are inadvertently gonna do things that'll harm the rep with the other ones. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna do the Pikes, then I'll do the Crimson Dawn. My ship is probably way ahead of where it should be because I was just flying around killing pirates in space. I love trucking. I love space trucking. I'm out in space and I'm just hauling in supplies. I find old wrecks and I'm just hauling in supplies.
I love that you're playing this like they intended Starfield to be played.
Yeah, I kind of am. Yeah. But Starfield doesn't have that juice. Doesn't have that Star Wars juice.
It doesn't have the Star Wars juice.
It does not. No. But yeah, just I'm loving
awesome,
it. Having
dude.
a great time.
Well, I'm really glad that you're even enjoying it. I would say more than I expected you to enjoy it, but it's even like you are fucking in it. You're living the smuggler life over there. Yeah, I haven't unfortunately been able to play a bunch this last week of it. So I'm not much further than I was really when we last talked about it. But I know the campaign isn't very long, so I'm
that's why I've been doing a lot of the side quests as I do the game, because no matter how much I like a game, it is very difficult for me once I beat the main story to like go back and then keep flicking things off. And since there's going to be DLC, I was like, oh, I should actually just like get as much out of this game as I'm going to, so that when the DLC comes out, I'm like ready to like pop in and play whatever the storyline is, and then just kind of be done with it. But Astrobot's gonna be waiting.
Yeah, I feel it.
Astrobot's gonna be waiting.
Astrobot,
Lucky
baby.
Squire's gonna be waiting. Zelda probably might not. By the time, because Zelda's got like what, 3 weeks? I'll be done with this in 3 weeks.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
I should be done with it.
How'd you feel?
That's it for Star Wars. Just wanted to check in on the Star Wars.
In.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? Yeah. I was in Seattle. And I played some games there. So I went to PAX West.
Did you see any cattle in Seattle?
No, I didn't. I was trying to think if any of their teams are like the Bulls or something, but they're not. Went to Seattle, went to PAX West. I was hosting the Obsidian panel, which was awesome. About Avowed and talking with those devs. One of the funny things that I actually reminded me of that panel that you were just talking about, that we have a complaint about in games, is where, you know, you get the end game weapon like Mjolnir in Valhalla, but you get it after doing everything, so you don't get to have fun.
Yeah.
One of the things that they talked about in the panel is that they've actually designed the ending of the game to be you are maxed out on your abilities. We're about to like throw a bunch of shit at you that's allow you to kind of go ham, which was like interesting little notation. So I went to go do that, played some games while I was there, played some Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. I did not play I think Press got like a 90-minute demo. I just played what was on the floor because I was just kind of roaming around.
But that means you can talk about it though.
I can well, the Zelda previews are up by this point,
so okay.
But I can also, it's just basically, I think, the opening ish of the game. I had to basically escape a prison cell, and then I'm in the outer world, and I could do whatever. I just like the demo cut off after like 20 minutes, and it's clear in reading the previews that what I felt in that 20 minutes is extended into more, like goes further, but I was getting like it really is 2D. Tears of the Kingdom. Almost said TikTok.
Sick.
The way that you use different things, the way that you can combine different things, the way but it's cool because it's like there's a limitation. Like you can only have 3 copies at a time active in the world. So if you create another copy, one disappears. I don't know if maybe you can expand that, but it made like, oh, I can't get to this thing. Like, you build a staircase of beds, right? That's how you got to a lot of like simple thing was like bed, and you make like a staircase. You could only stack 3. So if anything was taller than that, I was like, oh, I'm not meant to climb that or anything. And then copying the monsters, and you can like use the monsters against monsters. And there's like a ton, I know in the previews that you could use spiders to like either web something, or you could use spiders to like swing across things. I think it's going to really, it's not just going to be like a solid Zelda game. I think people are going to be very high on it when it comes out, if it continues to build on that, which it sounds like it does. So that was very cool. Got to play Path of Exile 2, which is it's a free-to-play game, but it's the first Path of Exile is very popular and one of the good free-to-play games, it seems. And essentially what these games are like, they're like Diablo games, right? But they're like more of a live service game, although Diablo is now a live service game itself. But the cool thing with it is it fixed a lot of my complaints with Diablo. In Diablo, I don't necessarily like that you just press a button to do a power and you're just like waiting on cooldowns, right? Like for the most part. So it's just like you're timing out everything. Like, I'm going to use this ability that has a 10-second cooldown. I'm going to spam this while that's happening. This is way more active combat. Like, you are pressing a button to swing your sword. You are pressing a button to shoot your gun, right? Because I had like a crossbow. So it's way more like, in the moment live gameplay. You can also, it's a twin stick shooter, which I didn't realize was something that I'm definitely missing from Diablo. But like in Diablo, you kind of have to go up to an enemy and mash through it, right? Because you can only attack in the direction you're moving. But in this, because it's twin stick, I can walk backwards, I can dodge
Sure.
backwards, left and right while still attacking. So it has, I think, a much more fun combat. The system of items and everything is not overwhelming. Like it's not, in Diablo, you're slashing through a bunch of things. There's numbers everywhere. There's shit popping out of them at all points. You're constantly running through
Yeah.
loot and adding new gear and swapping this ring out for this. This doesn't have that. It does have an inventory system, but it is way more substantial. So when you get a new piece of gear, it might be the first piece of gear you've gotten in a minute, but it's like going to be something better. And
When is this coming out?
I think early access is next year.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to because Brooke and I still play a lot of Diablo 4 and like that big expansion's coming out next month. I know we'll play that. But this is way more fun. Like I think it's
because I'm also
more
just
fun.
thinking about Hades 2 is coming, like the full release, which
it's got a lot of that feel, honestly. It's not as tight.
Man, Alex hasn't gotten to play any Hades 2 yet. I beat that game. I'm excited for the full release though, because there's so much that's
beat
missing.
That game. How could they put out a game that's like not out?
Well,
it's early access.
It's like the first major chunk of the game.
I mean, I killed I killed the main boss, but only with one weapon. And they don't have all the weapons available. There's a lot of stuff. In fact, there's also like you don't just go to hell. There's also there's 2 worlds to go through. One of them only has like 2 stages, and when you finish the second stage, they're like, "We're working on it." I haven't seen if they've put out a major update yet. I don't think they have. I feel like I would have heard about it, but maybe not. I should look into that.
Okay. Okay.
I'm excited for that. But that's dope. That's sick.
So those are the 2 games that I played there. I didn't really get to. I played Marvel vs. Capcom too because of they're releasing
the
collection. Wait, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Didn't 1 come out in like 95?
I mean, 2 came out years ago. This is the collection of old school Marvel Capcom games. I think they've made 4 honestly since then. But Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is pretty much considered to be the best. I honestly think it is far and away my favorite old school fighting game, like of that era, like PS1, PS2, SNES, like all that like retro era. But yeah, they're re-releasing all of them in the collection, so I got to go hands-on with that, and that was awesome. Like that game. I think
we'll get like a Smash collection.
All of the games.
Smash 64, Smash. Oh man.
Yeah.
Man, my dream for Switch 2 is that they can get a GameCube emulator on there, and then we can play. Then we'd be able to play Smash Melee online. Alex just got very interested in that prospect. Well, because pretty much all of the games, like we could play fucking GoldenEye online. So if they're gonna add multiplayer to stuff like GoldenEye, they're gonna add it. Which is also my bigger dream though. Is it's gonna happen. We're gonna get Diddy Kong Racing.
Oh my god! I sent you that video.
We're gonna get it.
Yeah,
Diddy Kong Racing is the elite kart racer.
It had the secrets, man. It had like cool secrets.
It's such a good
which is game. So funny. Which is so funny now because I feel like if we played it today, right, and we discover the secrets, I don't know if it's gonna hit as hard as it did when we were kids.
No, but I think we'll really appreciate the challenge and the boss races and like all that shit that they had. Oh,
yeah, they're good stuff. Diddy Kong Racing was fun.
A blueprint that no one copied is bizarre.
You know what else is really weird? How like Conker's Bad Fur Day, that multiplayer was like I thought really good, and then when they brought when they did the Xbox multiplayer, it sucked. And like how come
they ruined it? They didn't make the same game.
Yeah, no, they completely ruined it. So like, let's bring that back too. Yeah, let's go. Bring that shit back.
Yeah.
So let me play Eternal Darkness again.
Wait, did they bring Conker back?
Not for online. I can't play you online, can I? If I can play you online, we're stopping this podcast right now. We're gonna go play. I'm not, yeah, crazy.
It hasn't been added to the Switch expansion, but I
Okay.
think what
If,
game recently came out for the
dude, if
Switch?
we
Oh, it
can
was Perfect
play,
Dark, and Perfect
yeah,
Dark was rated M,
okay.
so they had to add the adults only, or what was it, mature? Like they had to add the
Oh my
mature NES
God.
N64 expansion pack. You have to
Oh my,
download that on the Switch, and it says like
It's
it's for
absolutely.
separate.
mature.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's so funny that it just says mature. It's um but that's all that they needed. Now that they have that, they could totally,
If
because it'd be
if
weird if
there's a
they did that for
storm,
one game.
let me tell you something. If there's a Storm the Beach multiplayer option for
Oh, we're
Conquer, we're
we're playing
we're
that.
we're playing that. There's
Yeah.
no.
Oh man, I want Tom to experience that.
I know.
Yeah, that's gonna
All right.
happen. That's gonna
I'm sorry,
happen.
Tom. We derailed
No,
your.
it's okay.
No, 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 no.
Those were the games that I played. I didn't get much time to like actually go on the floor and play stuff. But
Oh,
there was those were like the ones I really wanted to check. Oh, I played the Power Rangers Readers Rewind, which was revealed at SGF this year.
Oh, that looked dope.
It's a beat 'em up. It's really good. Like it's such a good beat 'em up. It's made by the people that they didn't do Shredder's Revenge. They did the Cowabunga collection, which is the actual old like SNES, NES, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games, like kind of remade, like updated a little bit and put out on Switch, which is meant to be a very good collection. So it's those people doing this. It was awesome. Like, and I think that
Yeah.
people, the game is just like a good beat 'em up.
mm.
I bought that Razer controller, the Wolverine, which you have the Wolverine V2, right, Chris? That's the one you have
For the PlayStation though.
for the PlayStation,
I
but
have
it's
the
the same.
scuff. I have the scuff on the Xbox.
The
Gotcha.
Wolverine
The
V2.
Wolverine.
The
So
Because
this
the
Wolverine
is the
PlayStation one
V2.
gives you the
Oh
Xbox
my God,
layout.
this is
So I get to use an
$200.
Xbox like controller on the PlayStation.
Jesus.
It's $200 for the the full wireless one. There's a wired only one, which I think is only 100. Um, Look,
Yeah, it's like buying an Elite controller.
I play so many
Yeah.
games. It's worth the investment. And I have been waiting for forever for Xbox to put out a new Elite. But they haven't. And
Alex was asking me about that yesterday.
the Elite, they said they would have hardware this fall, so we'll see. I mean, this PS5 Pro is meant to be announced next week, so maybe they will and come out with a controller or something. I've been waiting for forever because my Elite 2 broke. I tried to fix it. It broke. It worked for a while, but then it got worse. So I saw this Razer controller, Chris, and I know that you've spoken very highly of it.
Yeah, I just
And
sent an image so Alex could see the PlayStation one. It's so sick to be able to
I'm
use a
on the
fucking
website.
Xbox controller for PlayStation.
yeah,
I'm on
It's
the
so
website.
awesome, dude.
yeah. So I got the V3 with
Oh my God, it's 249 for the one.
for the
Go ahead.
PS5
Sorry.
one.
Sorry.
Probably
Go on.
because of the trackpad. The
And
DualSense is
yeah.
much more expensive. Oh yeah, all the haptics and all that jazz. So this Razer controller, picked it up. It is a near perfect controller.
What does
The
near mean?
So the mouse click triggers and the face
Yep.
buttons have the mouse click.
Yep.
The D-pad has it. It is
That was the thing I kept telling
What
you
does
about
that
with the
mean?
scuff was the
What do you
mouse
mean a
click.
mouse click?
So
like it
this is
has the feeling of when you
no,
pull the
it
trigger.
actually has the same mechanism as a mouse. So it
inside.
has the same
But
spring
that's how it
mechanism. So when
feels.
you click, it has that loud click, but it pushes the button back out. So you can like when I play Xbox, it's not like on the Elite the shallow depth of the trigger. It's literally the same depth as
Yeah.
as pressing a mouse. So you can press it so fucking fast, like clicking a mouse. So like when I'm playing Halo, I can shoot that pistol so fast because I have the mouse click triggers. It's awesome.
So it has those. The one thing apparently that's improved over the V2 is it has a better placement of the back paddles. It also
Oh,
has
interesting.
two additional buttons on the bumpers, which is great because I've mapped some of the D-pad commands. Like a lot of shooters like use ping on the D-pad, like up on the D-pad. So like I have that program to up on the D-pad. So if I want to ping,
Oh,
I
this
can
does look
just
nice.
go. Has that. It has Hall effect, which I don't know if the V2 had. It's
Ooh.
got Hall effect joysticks. It feels for in many ways perfect. The only thing
There
is
we
it's a
go.
little bit slimmer than like an Xbox controller. So I looked at my Xbox controller, I was like, why does this feel like it like is more
Mhm.
a little bit more comfortable? The sides kind of go out like this, whereas these sides go almost more down and taper, and so it just feels a little smaller than like an Xbox. It doesn't like fill my hand as well, I guess. So that's one. The software is not as good as neither the PS5 Pro controller nor the Elite on the Xbox. You have very limited options for fine tuning
Wait.
things.
But there's the V3.
What do you mean?
They have a V3 for Xbox.
That's what I have. That's
Oh,
what I
you said
bought.
V2. Oh,
No, I
you're
was
saying
saying
compared to
you
the V2.
compared to the V2.
Got it. Okay.
So the software's like you can't really fine tune the
Oh,
thumbsticks
somebody on the very first review
for
for
the
this
V3.
controller.
Yeah.
Controller performs good for the first. Oh wait, no, this is I'm looking at V2. Controller performs good for the first 6 months, then button latency and stick drift kicks in.
Well, stick drift shouldn't be a problem with this new one because it
Yeah,
has
now with the
Hall
Hall
effects.
effects. Yeah.
And I mean, stick drift. If you don't have a Hall effect controller, you're
It's gonna
gonna get
happen.
stiff drift.
Yeah.
In fact, even my Pro PS5 controller that I haven't had for very long, I
Which if
think
the
has
Switch 2
drift.
doesn't have fucking Hall effect
It's not
Joy-Cons.
going to. It's not going to. It's not going to because PlayStation and
I'm gonna use the Pro controller
Chris,
for everything
the
anyway. You know
the
what? I'm
Switch
not gonna use the
2,
fucking Joy-Cons. I never did on the first Switch.
the
So
Switch 2
Tom,
is
does
yeah.
this
going
have? Go
the
ahead.
Switch 2 is going to have an LCD screen, okay?
Yeah, of course it is. It has to be cheap enough to
But
sell.
I'm saying it's
Yeah.
if it has an LCD, it ain't
Yeah, but
got
that's
fucking
that's
whole
also
effect
that
sticks.
that's
It is
also a
Joy-Cons.
pipeline thing. They can't get the OLEDs fast enough. You know how many Switches they're gonna try and sell in that first
Yeah,
year?
it's that's a good
They're
point.
gonna make
That's
as
a good
many
point.
Switches as that whatever companies they can get to produce the parts and assemble those Switches, they will. Because even if they can produce 50 million, they'll sell every fucking Switch that year. They will. That thing is gonna sell like insane numbers.
Tom,
Fif-
can this controller? Can you put profiles on it the way you can with the
yes.
Elite?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
You can put profiles on it. The only other downside, and it's not a big deal, but it needs a dongle even when connecting to Xbox because it uses a high,
What do you?
low, super
What?
low. It needs a dongle.
What do you mean it needs a dongle?
You have like a little thing, like a little USB stick, and you plug it into one of the USB ports, and that's how. If you're not connecting it
I have that on
wired,
the PS5 one as well.
if
What?
you
Why?
because it uses an ultra high latency band or whatever, so it's not just regular Bluetooth.
I think it's also
Um,
yeah, but the Xbox controller doesn't use Bluetooth. It uses the Wi-Fi so that it's faster.
The regular Xbox controller
It
connects
does.
to
Yeah,
the
they had
Xbox
to
over
add
Wi-Fi.
they
Oh,
added Bluetooth into it. And if you want to access the Bluetooth on your Xbox controller, you have to double tap the sync and switch it to Bluetooth mode.
oh, I
But it
just thought
actually
that
has a
was.
high speed thing already. But I think that they have to pay more to use Xboxes. They have to pay that license fee. So they don't. So they use their own tech because I have to do the same thing on the PlayStation. But no, that's something
what?
Xbox already has a high speed wireless band. That's not Bluetooth. But I think
Now here's my
they just don't
question.
want to pay that license fee.
Why can't they just make one controller for both PlayStation and Xbox and you
It would
just
be
switch it?
beautiful. It
You
would be
just switch. You
beautiful.
just click a
Yeah.
little button.
Yeah.
Oh, PlayStation.
Yeah.
You shouldn't even have to click a button. I mean, other
This
than like connecting them. But
I'm
yeah.
gonna bring mine. I'm gonna
Anyway.
bring my Scuff, and Tom will bring his Wolverine, and then Alex is gonna
Can I
decide whether he
just?
buys a new Elite
The
2
Scuff is
or the
super.
Scuff or
No,
the
don't buy
Wolverine.
it. Wait. Here's what I'll say,
He
Tuna.
can't though. He's got drift.
But that's what I'm saying. Wait for an Elite 3, and if the Elite 3 doesn't whatever you buy, if you're paying this price, it has to have Hall effects.
Yeah, that's fair.
What is Hall effect?
That's fair.
Hall effect is so when on your regular thumbsticks, basically what it is like a brush that brushes over a sensor, and that is what is triggering the movement. However, over time, things shift and wear down, and that's how you get drift. Hall
Yeah.
effects use magnets, so it waves a magnet over the sensor, and because there's no contact between the magnet and the sensor, you'll never get
Hold
drift.
on. Question. The dongle. Does the dongle get put into the controller or to the Xbox?
No, into the Xbox.
To the Xbox.
Oh,
You
okay, then
just-
that's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
It doesn't have like an antenna on it. That would be funny.
Yeah, okay, that's
The
what I was
thing-
thinking. And I'm on the website
the-
now. Apparently, this guy sniped down SNIP3 down,
Uh-huh.
standing
Yeah.
there holding this control. I mean, you would think, like, he's fucking Messi, right? On like a goddamn like soccer like web page, like the way that he's standing there like this, like with the controller.
like he's on the
like-
cover of FIFA or
Yeah,
something.
like he's on the cover.
Yeah.
Goddamn, like this. Is
You know what's even
ridiculous.
wilder, Alex, is there are people that see that picture and they recognize him and they're like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
this is what, oh.
This is
Oh,
what he
this is one of the
uses.
promotional material. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
No, I'm
it's
on the
like an
website. I'm
esports
on the
guy.
website for Razer.com.
Gotcha.
We're
I
the
thought it was
Wolverine
like a
V3
gotcha.
Pro.
I went
see.
into the Razer mall store to buy my controller.
Wait, is there?
They
is
just
this
opened
like,
a new location.
is this Razer thing
wild.
like this color green? Like, do you get to customize this color thing here?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, I have
customize
like
the
an
color.
app.
Oh,
You can customize the
wow.
colors on it.
You can turn the
Wow.
color off as well. Like you can have it.
Wow.
I got it
Yeah.
because I was trying to play Spider-Man 2. Absolutely
Yeah.
unbelievable, incredible AAA game on the PS5. And I
Yeah.
hated every second of it because I fucking hate that controller. And I was like, I cannot live this life anymore.
I guess you didn't buy the Astrobot controller then.
No.
Anyway, it's fantastic. I think that the quality of the buttons and this mouse click tech makes it worth it, despite my qualms with like the software and stuff. So that's cool. And then the only other thing that I've really played is this new Space Marine game. It is Gears of War. Think of a Gears of War game, third person. You're playing this big hulking character with like a chainsaw gun, although you don't have a chainsaw gun, but big bolt pistol thing. You have a chainsaw sword. That's what you got. And you're fighting these aliens. But first off, it looks unbelievable. This is one of the best fucking looking games I have ever seen. The textures on everything are just incredible. And I'm playing it on console too, so like it looks and runs, from what I've played, really well. And it's just a fucking straightforward third person shooter. Like it really is. There isn't a crazy, open world. You're mostly in corridors, and it's just about, like hacking through some fucking aliens. And it's really fun for the like first couple of hours that I've spent with it. Short game as well, supposedly, like I think 9 or 10 hour campaign. The other big part of it is that there's a multiplayer PvE mode where you can team up in groups of 3 and like go on these like operation missions, and that's like the big draw. And there's like a class system there. Like they add a little bit more of like in the main game, you're just playing as this one character, but in these operations, you can pick 3 different classes, and they come with different like gear and stuff like that.
Everybody's got to have a class in their game. Everyone's got to have a character. Everyone's got to have a thing. Yeah.
Well, it's from what I understand, it's just a kind of like fun additional mode for you to kind of keep replaying it,
Yeah.
rather
sure
than like a
it's cool.
whole like thing. Anyway, so between that, I mean, Astrobot's coming out. I'm very excited about that. And between those two, like, I'm like, man, we're back to like the PS2, PS3 era of video game design with these two. And that's great, because I think that we're honestly going to, both of these games were made in like 3-ish years. And so
Good.
like game development just needs to be shorter. And here's a great way to do it.
And
Just make
TV.
a smaller game.
TV,
Well,
games, movies, everything takes too long. Well, actually, no,
Everything.
movies they're making too fast. Weirdly, movies they're making way too fast now. And so they're
That-
starting to look like shit, and
that
they're not getting
also-
enough attention to like make sure that the
yeah.
quality is good. But TV and movie is taking TV and
TV.
games way too long. Way too. Look, I get it. You're a show like
yeah.
Game of Thrones, your show like One Piece. You got a lot of special effects. You need 18 months, fine. 2 years, too long. Too long. 2 years, too long.
I
18
would
months
say
tops.
I would say
Tops.
Severance has taken too long to come back out.
That was the writer's strike, though.
I know. I'm just saying.
That was
a
that
lot
was
of the shows
that
were
was the writer's strike.
shows.
Yeah, yeah.
Severance, I think, still would have taken a minute. I mean, the problem is like
They were filming it. They were filming it when the strike started. So
right,
like,
no, but
but
by
then
the
they weren't able
time-
to start filming again for over a year later because of other scheduling and stuff. Like
well,
that
is
we
the
would
other
be
big thing
watching it
about
by now because you know.
That is the other big thing about it that like I don't think people think about is like back in the day, TV and movies, like you were either for the most part, you were either a movie star or you did TV.
Yeah.
And when you would have seasons of a show, you would be like you would have a contractual obligation of like you're on that show for so many seasons. And now it's that it doesn't exist any longer. You have to work around people's schedules. They're doing a million, they're doing a movie and then they're on a TV show and they're sometimes on multiple projects at once. And so, yeah, that's part of the problem. And it's crazy because like, yeah, most shows are fucking 8 episodes or 10 episodes.
It's out of control
compared to like the 22 episode seasons we used to get. Speaking of TV though, I started watching the new Lord of the Rings or the season 2 of Rings of Power. I for the most part really liked season 1.
I loved
it. The season there was like only one episode where I was like I don't know what happened
it was a little slow at times, but you know what, even when it was slow,
it
was
sagged
the
in the
best
middle a little
fucking
bit.
best fucking looking show I've ever
Oh my
seen, other
God.
than like maybe
It looks
Foundation. Like it was like
so
that and
good.
Foundation are like the two best looking shows.
It was Foundation level, and I do think like a step up because there are some shots on Foundation, like there are shots when they're around the camp in Foundation.
It was
on the
that
planet,
yeah, that planet, yeah.
where I was like, it looks very like sci-fi level sets and stuff like that.
And
but
also
all the
like
stuff in
Rings
the
of
capital,
Power, they were filming stuff like on location in these amazing sets in New Zealand. Like,
it's crazy how much that show emulates the Jackson movies with like its music and it's the way it's shot. So I watched the first 2 episodes and I gotta say, man, like this is good TV. I understand people being a little bit like, oh, do we really need a Lord of the Rings TV show? But like I think it's really solid. I think they've done like such an interesting thing with this stuff. So excited to watch more.
Hell yeah.
Survivor back soon.
Yes, it is.
Survivor back soon. Chris and I are watching The Mole.
Yes.
Mole.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good. Like
I'm not going to watch anymore till Saturday.
Okay, I won't watch anymore either.
And I also
watch. Okay.
Well, I watched the first episode of this new reality show, Tom, called The Anonymous. It's weekly, so and there's only been 4 episodes so far, so there's gonna be quite a few left. It's made by the people who made The Circle and Traitors, and let me tell you, it feels like it's made by the people who made those games because it is, dude. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's they have 12 people, right? They bring them out to the desert. They're all bunked up, hanging out, and play games, win money. But then you go, everybody leaves. They go down into this underground bunker. And they all go into their own soundproof rooms. And then it turns into the circle chat. And everyone has an anonymous like user icon that they select. No one knows who anyone is. And they're like, who's got to fucking go? And people are like, we got to get rid of this person. But then they leave and then they're all talking to each other face to face. People don't know who the ones calling each other out are.
I like the concept.
And here's how you get eliminated, right?
Yeah.
The episode comes, they do a like, first they have an open discussion, and then they do a like, all right, everyone's going to put a name up for elimination. And anyone whose name gets put up for elimination is at risk. Okay. Then everyone takes a test on who everyone is. So everyone has to take a test and be like, who do you think this person is? Who do you think, like, based on their icons, and whoever scores the best on the test. Yeah. And if there's a tie, so like the mole gets to eject someone from the game. No one knows who did the ejection. No one knows who won it. And people are just
interesting.
Getting, oh,
okay.
It's good.
Right.
It's good.
All right.
This is on Netflix.
I'll tune in.
And you know who's on it? No, it's on
I think it's on cable, right?
Peacock.
Oh, Peacock.
Yeah, Peacock. Uh Sandra's daughter is on it, and she looks just like Sandra, dude.
Really?
Yeah. And I didn't realize this, but she was on Australian Survivor, which is like
Oh,
old school American Survivor, but even harder because Australian Survivor is 50 days.
whoa.
Whereas American Survivor
Okay.
used to be 39. Now it's 26.
Right.
Now it's a joke.
I
Right.
think they're gonna do 50 for 50.
That would be incredible.
They're
I don't
gonna
think
do
Jeff's
50
gonna do it
Just do one season that year
for the whole
and
year. Oh man.
Do one season for the whole year, because
Wow.
the only thing is I think they still have to quarantine, and he would basically said, he's like, because we have to quarantine, like we just do not have enough weeks to do it more than
Yeah.
If they do that, then
26.
if they do that, then they gotta bring the cast up to like 30 people. Then because you have to increase the cast size.
big jumbo season.
Yep.
It's as long as 2 seasons of
Olds
Survivor.
versus the news.
It's as long, first 25 seasons versus second 25 or something like
Oh,
that. I don't know.
fuck, Tom, this is the best idea you've ever had. I'm in it. Let's do it. Jeff,
They got to do something.
Get started.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be big. Because here's the thing. Well, no, because they do 2 seasons every year, so we'll get to. I mean, we'll be in our 50s by the time they do season 100 of the
Jeff
show.
will be dead.
Jeff will be dead. That's for sure. Jeff will be dead, or far too old to do it.
I think the show dies with Jeff. In the same way that
I don't think it does. I don't think it does.
Jeopardy has basically died with Alex Trebek. Jeopardy is a shell of its former self.
What are you talking about? It's still just as
You said you don't even really watch it.
Yeah, because I have a kid now and I'm doing bedtime at 7:00.
But here's what I see on Jeopardy all the time. They're constantly having to do celebrities, constantly having to do winners, because otherwise the normal viewers are gone.
I think it's off season in the summer.
It's cooked.
Pat Sajak left Wheel of Fortune. They replaced him with
but everyone's happy about that. He's terrible. No one liked Pat Sajak. That was like a thank God.
Who had it against Pat Sajak? What's wrong with Pat Sajak?
Who had it against
he's
Pat
a huge tool.
How do you know?
Yeah, no, he is.
No, he is.
No, he is. Yeah, he's
what do you mean by tool? Like, oh, he's a scumbag.
Yeah.
Wait.
He's like a big Trump guy.
Oh no.
Yeah. He's like very anti-war. Yeah. He's a dirtbag.
Okay. I don't know if I told you guys this. I don't think I told you this, but I'll go into this really quickly. So my cousin who lives in Florida was like, "Oh, I'm on Twitter, blah blah." So I decide to just make a random Twitter, right? No picture, nothing. Just like a user 192 whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And I start following all the people that she follows, right? Like all the Trump MAGA, the craziness. I mean, I'm sure you guys know, but the craziness that goes on is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all a Russian disinformation campaign.
It
literally just came out.
Paid. Yeah.
It literally,
so funny.
These people have like tens of thousands, 50,000, 100,000.
The website is owned by Russian oligarchs.
So
like,
no, I know
that's who gave him
So
you're literally reading propaganda.
It was I was like, holy shit. And the comments being like, yeah, take our country back. I'm like, what the fuck? Like it was
sickos.
I could only stand like a day or two of like, I was like, wow, this is crazy. You read this stuff, you really do think that like the world, like it blows. It's just I can't even like my mind like was just melting while I was.
I'm
like,
telling you, take the world offline.
No,
take the internet away.
Not only so I'm off. Right, so I didn't delete my Twitter, but I'm never on it anyway, so who cares?
Wait, did you have was your avatar like a guy with like in a truck with like sunglasses on, like American flag?
No, I didn't put any, I just wanted to see. I just wanted to experience what it's like to be in this, So, and it's crazy. It really is crazy. It is like how dumb are you people? Like it is so I can't. Anyway,
it's wild. It's wild out there.
But it really is like social media has just been the worst thing
Yeah.
that's ever happened.
Yeah, it's terrible for you.
So bad.
It's bad. It's bad for everybody. Get rid of it.
All right,
It's no
what do
good.
we got?
The last thing I wanted to talk about was on the plane there, and then on the plane back, I watched Prometheus and Alien Covenant because
yeah.
I've been jonesing to watch those again anyway, and then Romulus came out, and I was like, okay, we're gonna do it. Prometheus, I texted you, banger film. Now it starts great, and like I think it's very good overall, very enjoyable. I do think it unravels a little bit once the horror starts happening. Like there's a lot of like
Those spacesuits.
Spacesuits are cool. The horror is very good. The monsters are good, but it just kind of like Numi Rapace's character starts act like, what are you doing? Like, what decisions are you making? And then they have the dumb reveal that fucking Charlize Theron is the daughter of Guy Pearce's character. But it fucking, once they go to awaken the engineer and all of that, like the last 10 minutes are fucking awesome.
Wait,
it's also really consequential.
Did he just spoil something?
I mean, it's a 12-year-old movie.
Yeah, 12 years old. It's a really old movie.
And then Covenant was a bit of a letdown.
Alex.
If I spoiled Memento right now on this podcast, would you consider it like bad?
No, I would not consider you spoiling Memento.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference. What he said, Alex, is not Prometheus is not a movie built around a twist. It's literally it's a film built around.
Doesn't matter. It's the twist.
You're gonna run into aliens that are gonna wake up and kill you. That's every alien movie. You're gonna accidentally awaken aliens that will kill you. That's every alien movie.
You think there are people out there who are like, oh, you just spoiled that Charlize Theron is
That's
the daughter.
The plot of every alien movie is humans find an alien. They go, let's wake it up.
Yeah, but the fact that
Charlize Theron being the daughter of Guy Pearce has zero effect on the plot. It has nothing.
Those characters
to
are
do
introduced
with the
in the movie. Yeah, that doesn't matter.
It has nothing to do with the plot.
Anything.
Whereas the plot of Memento, to Chris's point, the whole point of Memento is the twist and the suspense going into the twist.
You know what I think is
not only would I not have a problem in spoiling the 26, 27-year-old movie Memento, that is a lot of people have already seen. Like, are you telling me I can't spoil Vader in Empire?
No, you cannot.
I just did, and I'll do it again. Anyway,
somehow Palpatine returned.
Palpatine's back in fucking Rey chooses the last name Skywalker. Spoilers for Rise of the Skywalker.
But you can't say the spoiler and then say spoilers.
She kisses Ben Solo and she teleports a lightsaber via the power of the Force into his hand.
General Hux is the spy.
General Hux is the spy, right? Yo, that was actually
pretty good.
That was one moment where I was like, oh, here is a great character moment that makes sense for this character because he has the line of, they're like, why do you want to win? Like, I don't want you to win. I need him to lose. And I remember in my mind, like thinking he was going to, and I was like, that's great writing. Anyway, Alien Covenant, not nearly as good as Prometheus, a little bit of a letdown. I like the continuation of like the David character and everything to do with that. But everything else is kind of wishy-washy. I do think the twist at the end isn't handled great. I do like where it leaves off. So that's my Alien watch through. So far, if we've got Romulus, Prometheus, and Covenant, I'd put them in that order. Romulus at the top.
I would put them in that order too, probably.
And then Covenant. Almost equidistant from each other, I'd say.
I think.
I can't wait to watch Terrifier with you guys when I come.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Chooms, you said that we had to keep this short because you had to go for some reason.
Oh, yes. So I'm doing stuff tomorrow. So I'm okay. So
Uh-huh.
I'm going to Disneyland tomorrow. Which,
Shocker. Shocker.
however,
Yeah.
the worm has turned, and now this is a once in a lifetime event tomorrow. Going to Disneyland.
The
Okay.
real Vader is going to be there.
Have either of you heard of Club 33?
Yes.
No.
Club 33. So I'm going to Disneyland for a friend's birthday.
Is it like
Our,
S
our
Club
friend
7?
John, his fiance, they're getting married next month. It's her birthday. She's a big Disney person, and he was like, "Oh, we're going to Disney." Like he knew we had passed. He was like, "Do you want to come?" And so we're gonna stay overnight tomorrow night at a hotel next to it, even though it's like only an hour away because we're doing the whole day, and Disney goes till like 1 a.m. So like we're gonna be exhausted. Club
This is
33 is like an
okay.
exclusive club inside of Disneyland.
Yeah.
And when I say
Uh-huh.
exclusive, there are only 500 members. There's a 10-year wait list, and it costs $32,000 a year to be a member. To go to Club 33.
What are the perks? What do you get?
It's just like a country club restaurant inside Disney.
Okay.
And so it's this like hyper exclusive I just sent you an article. It's so funny because I was reading about this last night. There's an article. There's this family that got kicked out because the husband was visibly drunk in Disney, and so they kicked him out of the club. And so he's been suing Disney for years to try and get back in to like get him to reinstate. They've spent over $125,000 trying to get reinstated into this club. Lost, and they said we will keep. He was like, I will go broke trying to get back into like you. This is like there are celebrities that are like, I've never gotten into Club 33, but it turns out that our friend, his boss, like knew that like we're going to Disney and for a birthday, and was like, oh, like I actually know someone there. I can get you into the club. And they just told me today. So the thing is though, I need to go to the store after this because they have a dress code. And I don't have, so my shorts are all too short to go to Club 33. And I'm not wearing pants because it's going to be 106 degrees. Sorry, it's going to be 102 tomorrow at Disneyland. So I'm not wearing pants. So I need to go and get a pair of shorts that are like down to my knees because they have a semi-strict dress code. It's basically like they say like country club dress code, like what you would wear to like a golfing country club. But my shorts, I have all the shorts I bought this summer. I got like 5-inch inseam shorts. I have all like really short shorts, so I can't wear those there. So I have to go to the store because we're getting up early so we can get there when it opens tomorrow before it gets like super, super hot. And then we're going to the club. We have our lunch reservations. And when we finish the lunch reservation, what we're going to do is we're going to leave, go hang out at the hotel pool for a few hours, let it cool off during the peak heat of the day. Like I looked at it shouldn't hit 100 degrees while we're there. And then like right when we leave, it should be like getting to 100 and over for a couple hours. And that's when we're going to bail, go to the hotel, then come back and then do evening and nighttime Disney. But I can't believe this is like, I know people, I know someone who's like a YouTuber Disney influencer. Like she's done this. I know her like through friends, an acquaintance of mine, but she's done this for like a decade. Like she was a very big like name on the internet for this. She's never been to Club 33. Like there are a lot of people that you would think could get into this. So you just have to be like randomly lucky enough to know someone to get in. Because otherwise, like $32,000 a year for this map. It's great. And the food there is like phenomenal.
You
the
get
food
to go
there
anytime you want or something. You get to go to Disney whenever you want, or
no, it's not even it's not even a Disney membership. It's a country club membership.
You don't think they're paying that money and they get to go to Disney? They get the yearly pass included.
They definitely do.
That would be hilarious if they were like, oh, and by the way, what is it for Disney yearly passes? Like $500?
So it's interesting. It's interesting. Well, it's interesting you say that because it's entirely possible that they don't. It's entirely possible that they don't.
I can also see them.
By the way,
Tom, Club 33 though.
Do you think that you still have to pay for your food every time you go? Because you do still have to pay for
your
your
food
food every time
you do it
you
at
go.
country club.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, but you do it a country like if you're a member of a country club, every single time you go to eat there,
Yeah, but
you
it's
gotta
going to
pay for the
cost.
food.
Yeah, but so like a Disney pass, unless you live in Southern California. So if you live in Southern California, you can get a Disney pass for $500 a year. The cheapest otherwise is $900 a year and up, and that's still that doesn't even get you like
Crazy.
So
People
yeah,
are
it's
nuts,
the
man.
the most expensive ones are like
Yeah, but you don't.
$1,800.
Is Club 33 in the park?
It is.
Yeah, so I feel like you're gonna get a yearly
So
pass.
that's the interesting thing. That's the interesting thing because
Can you imagine if they showed up
well,
and
no,
they're
so
like, "Oh,
so
we can't let you in."
They can't let you in the park.
so they actually talk on their dress code page about how unless you're actually visiting the park that day,
Yeah,
you can't wear shorts. Like there's certain clothes you can't wear. Like you
yeah.
can't be dressed casual,
Okay.
like business casual, unless you're also visiting the park that day. Which like, well, why would that even be a stipulation? You know what
All
I
right.
mean? Like, how would
Yeah.
they know either way? So that's where I say like I actually don't know. But yeah, I can't believe like it's what my friend was like, we have some news for tomorrow. I was like, what? He was like, we're going. I was like, what? That's insane. That's
It's
crazy.
exciting. That's gonna be fun.
That's crazy. The other thing that I did this week, very quickly, is I went to a laser eye appointment, and I am going to be getting laser eye surgery next month, and I'm
Oh
very
yeah.
excited about it. I have to go back for one more visit so that they can dilate and test my eyesight again, just because they want to do it twice, just to make sure it's 100% accurate before they do the surgery, of course, because you don't want to get the wrong prescription changed to your lens. But I'm getting this new one. I'm not getting LASIK. So there's a new one called Smile, and it's wild because with LASIK, do either of you guys know how LASIK works?
They shoot a laser in your eye.
They cut a little piece of your eye, they fold it over, and then they do something.
Yes. So they used to do like straight up ablation where they would just laser off the front of like your eye, like they were just like really that was like before LASIK. Now with LASIK, they would cut around like your whole lens. They would do almost a full circle. They would leave a small gap and then lift it up. You'd have an eye flap, and that's the part where basically you would go blind during the surgery. They know, and
Oh,
so that
brother.
always like put me like really off
Ew,
the idea of
brother.
like peeling back your
Flap
eye
is
flap.
repositioned.
Yeah, yeah.
I
And
mean,
Therese told
LASIK
me about
is
like when she got it, and she was like, yeah, it's like they have to like, and it's a much longer surgery, but now it's just this tiny, teeny, tiny little incision. They don't lift anything back. It's just a tiny little incision, and then they can reshape it, and then in and out 10 minutes. And the next day, I'm at 80 to 90% visibility. 1 week, 100%. It's wild.
ooh, brother. What's that?
Teresa, when she got it done, though, like the worst part was the smell,
Oh God.
the like flesh burning smell of your
Oh
eye
Christ.
from the laser.
Oh my God.
So
I just read her. It was just like
I
and
want to
in this
hear.
picture, they
Yeah,
lift up the flap.
I'm looking at some not to go off, but
yeah.
I'm looking at pictures of Club 33, right? I'm not trying to. Okay,
Yeah.
it's just my
Let me
initial.
guess. Let me guess.
Yeah.
Not all that in a bag of chips.
No, it doesn't look like all that in a bag of chips. So what I want to hear, if you're allowed to, right,
Sure.
next week, I want to hear a full report because I want like a section devoted to this Club 33
Well,
because
yeah, you also have
if
to make
this is
sure
like
you're
a
looking at
50.
like images
Well,
because they
I get
remodeled
it.
it.
I know they remodel. I see that they said that, but even in the 2014 remodel, like if you were a member before that, like this looks like so what? But like if it says that it's a membership is, I'm just on Wikipedia, people. So
Look,
let's relax.
this
But like
the
fifty
food
thousand
there isn't
dollars
like
initiation fee,
the oh
I'm
wow,
just
it's 50.
saying
Yeah.
it's well no it says $50,000
It's all the
initiation
exclusivity. It's all
and
the
then
exclusivity.
but
That's the
but my
thing.
question is exclusivity to what? And then you're telling me you can't even go on the rides. So what the?
Well, I don't know. Well, no, the exclusivity of getting it, that's the
I
thing.
mean, that's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
I'm not paying $50,000 for it.
Well, it says $50,000 initiation and then 15,000 annually for individuals.
And you
So yeah, I
can't
guess
even
it is
go on the ride.
Oh, but that's so he and his wife each had to
right.
pay.
$30,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why.
Oh my
shit.
goodness
But I'm looking at
gracious.
these. I'm just saying. Okay, but I want to hear. Is there like is the real Mickey Mouse there? Like
The real Mickey Mouse, they better drag Walt Disney's corpse out in front of us for $32,000 a year.
right? Is he like in? Is he in ice?
He's been turned into an animatronic.
Right? Is he like in ice behind a certain glass page?
Yeah.
You actually see, like they hide it. Like it's like the Declaration.
You know what
of
I think it is? I think it's
They
the
ship
fact that
that's
Walt.
where the glass in
here's
your
the
drink
deal.
comes. They
Here's-
ship it in. He's frozen.
Here's why it's so exclusive to people is because it was built with that in mind. So it says envisioned by Walt.
What do you mean it was built with that in mind?
It was built. It was built with the exclusivity in mind. With like so.
Okay,
Well,
It
that's what
wasn't like
Country
they
Club
had the
is.
restaurant and decided like later. He literally said, so
No,
this
I
is what they
know.
say. He drew inspiration from executive lounges in 1964, 1965
Yeah.
World's Fair.
Yeah.
And so they wanted this place that is like exclusive and mysterious that like very few people like, which is funny because it's kind of antithetical to everything else that they have at Disney. Because everything else is like, has to be kid friendly, like to an extent, and like everyone has to be able to go there. Well, I guess Oga is now they also have that where you can go and drink. But
I guess what I'm
it's
saying is
wild.
right. Like you try, like if you're a member, you have to go all the way to Disney Park.
Yeah.
Is there a special parking lot for these people?
No.
Oh, terrible.
No.
Like in a country club, you got your own little. That's the
Oh,
club.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Is it's not a country club. But
I would tell you right now,
Yeah.
if being a member of Club 33 meant that you also on top of that had to buy a yearly pass, you're out of your goddamn mind, Disney. You're out of
I'm
your
just saying.
fucking mind.
I think when they're already getting you to pay $15,000 a year, they're like, oh well, you can either buy a ticket every time you want to come, or you can buy a year pass. I could see it. I could see that being the case. It's
Look,
entirely possible.
I wanna, if to the extent you're allowed, I want a nice little report.
I could talk about it, whatever. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, very excited. So yeah, that's it.
And
So
so
in Club
Chris has to be
33.
out of here early to get some
Getting laser eye
clothes.
surgery.
And
Well, we're
Clothes.
basically done. We can do some listener mail if there's any important news.
No.
Whoa, no, there is a listener mail I want to get to.
Okay.
Tom, do we have any news that's important?
quick little news.
Make it stay on target, Tom.
I'll stay on target as much as you will. News this week. Sony is shutting down Concord.
Right. Fuck.
Apparently, the numbers, these aren't official, but it's
The numbers are
somewhere-
bad.
Numbers are real bad. 25,000 copies sold, which is abysmal. The concurrence on Steam was really bad. So basically, they said, we are refunding everyone, we are taking it down, and we are going to figure out the direction of the game. So kind of pitching that maybe it will come back at some point. I would say it's honestly 50-50. But if I had to guess, I would say more likely it doesn't come back. There would need to be significant, it would have to be free to play. And in order for that, they'd have to figure out if they want to put the money into fixing that. Real shame, because the game is real fucking solid. But yeah, just like a fucking awful launch for Sony, which is crazy because the day the server shut down is the day that Astrobot comes out, the game that's getting the highest rated game on Metacritic of the year, like 9s and 10s across the board. So it's a real fucking high and low situation for them. The other kind of bit of Sony news is the fact that we have more PS5 Pro information. One, it's apparently going to be announced next week, and there'll be a state of play the following week. Or maybe it's happening at the state of play. I'm not sure, but we're definitely going to hear about it, it seems, in the next couple of weeks. And then Sony seems to have leaked the design themselves, because last week I think
it's even uglier.
It is even uglier.
It's even uglier than the PS. Like, how do you do that?
So it's got these 3 like line vents in it, and yeah, last week an image was shared by someone who had seen an image of the device, and they had basically done like a 3D model design saying this is what this is what the image looks like. And then they put up this PlayStation 30th anniversary like banners and things like this, and forming the triangle and the circle and the X and the O are like PlayStation consoles and peripherals and controllers, like just like their outline, and one of them is the PS5 Pro design. So it seems that that is confirmed that yes, that is what it's going to look like. And yeah, it essentially looks like a Slim, but instead of having this one black line, it's like three black lines. So we'll probably, maybe by the next time we do the podcast, the PS5 Pro will be announced, which is exciting stuff. Yeah, so I mean that was really the big news of the week.
Email at unrankedpodcast.com, 805-738-8692, or go to our show notes, click on the questions for the pod, go to the Discord, and drop us a question. Spiffy said, if rumors are true that Switch 2 or whatever they decide to call the next one is backwards compatible and just a similar yet souped up version of the first console, do you think this means that Nintendo will focus on mostly new titles, so many of their older games have already been ported over to fill out the immense Switch library? Also, are there any older games, Nintendo or otherwise, that you would still like to see brought to the Switch 1 or 2, minus the obvious Wind Waker Twilight Princess answer?
Jet Force Gemini.
Yeah, and I mean, you can play that on Xbox at least. But Diddy Kong Racing and Conquer. Yeah, those three. Just give us the rest of the rare games.
Yeah, I agree.
Give us the rest of the rare games. Yeah,
wholeheartedly.
Yep, and also Metroid Prime 2 and 3, which are going to come at some point or another.
Eternal Darkness.
Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool. I would like to play that game again. That would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I would just like their whole online service to be better. Like in terms of the way that they release stuff and like how it's released and all of that. Like just give us the whole like
more
as much
often.
of the library as yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like will they that is interesting to think about, considering that so much of Nintendo Switch content was like, here's all those Wii U games you didn't play because you didn't have a Wii U. And now that's done, and theoretically all of those games will run on there. That being said, I would not put it past Nintendo to like re-release Breath of the Wild Enhanced Edition or something like that.
I think
Switch 2.
There's a rumor of that probably, right? I believe
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
I could see that like also with Tears, by the way, too.
Yeah, but will Tears be like we are the game is going to get an upgrade for it just
4K
depends on
Tears.
how, right, but do you have to buy the game is what I'm saying.
Of course you have to buy the game. It's Nintendo.
Yeah, so
are you serious, Tom? You paid full price for
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Like
you should know though.
Yeah, I mean Nintendo. Yeah, there's a real possibility that it is like, yeah, you have to buy Tears all over again to get the upgraded version. That being said, I feel like that is even, I don't know. Anyway, so there's that, but will they focus on new games? I mean, it's weird. It's weird because like a lot of their games are kind of at this point where, you know, we have Smash Brothers that created literally the ultimate version of that. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is like the perfected form in a lot of ways of Mario Kart. Like they're at this kind of, you know, Tears of the Kingdom, even like Zelda has reached the pinnacle of what, like, they have to kind of go back to the drawing board a little bit with a lot of their stuff. So it does present an interesting opportunity for them to kind of maybe reinvent some of their franchises.
Where's Mario?
There's no, it hasn't been a 3D Mario since Odyssey, so it's been 7
years. That's going to be the launch game. It's a new Mario.
I think it'll launch with.
We're going to get a new Mario.
A new 3D Mario.
And I think that's also, by the way, why the Switch 2 didn't come this year as rumored, is because the software is not ready.
All right.
I think the games aren't ready.
All right.
I mean, it's been a minute, but yeah. So yeah, I think it'll be a combination. I still think they will do a lot of porting, but I think that we're going to get a lot of.
I mean, we're going to get a new Mario Kart.
I mean, right? You think?
Yeah.
Unless they're going
to have to do new stuff with it, because then Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it's like they're set with that, right? It's like, there it is. There's Mario Kart, whatever it is. Then we get the new one. Do something new.
Well, I mean, I'm curious.
Smash
I'm
Kart,
curious.
you know, Nintendo Kart, like Shake it
Yeah.
up.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm saying shake it up. But Nintendo still could just do like, we're releasing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe 2 and we're
New
adding new
Splatoon.
Splat 4. It is
Yeah.
crazy to think that, oh no, wait, Splatoon 1 was a Wii U title. Never mind.
We're also going to get something new.
You know
You
what
know,
I
like how
thought?
like we got
Yeah.
ARMS. We're
So
going to
I
get
was
like a new bullshit game.
Brooke and I were playing Smash the other day. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna play as some characters that I never fucking play as. And I played as Min Min, right? The Arms character. And I was just looking. I never played Arms, so I don't know very much about it. But I was looking at the character. I was like, you know, Arms probably would have been more of a thing if it was released later in the Switch life cycle, because it was like a launch. It was like it released within the first few months of the console coming out, and I just think like, if it had hit maybe a few years later when there were a bigger player base, it might have become a bigger thing.
Alternatively, if
I
it
think
came
that,
later,
yeah.
people would be less like, well, let's see if the motion controls are better. Let's try out something
Oh,
on the
right.
Switch.
They'll do, you know what? That's my prediction. They will release ARMS remastered or whatever for Switch
Not even
2.
new ARMS.
No, not even new ARMS. Or maybe they will, because Splatoon was kind of a similar situation where I feel like, I mean, granted, again, it released on the Wii U, but like
Yeah.
Splatoon 1 came out, it didn't come out to a ton of fanfare, but Splatoon 2 like really changed the game, and obviously Splatoon 3 is like still very popular. A lot of people still play that game, which is crazy to think that Nintendo does have almost this live service-esque type. I mean, I know it's not live service, I think. Oh no, they have events and stuff, like they add new content to that game. I think they could do that with ARMS. Maybe it will be ARMS 2, and then that will be the thing. I think they should bring that back, because I looked at that character, I was like, what a cool concept. You know, like these like this like, was it a fighting game? I don't even really know what you did in it. Did you guys play it? Did either
It
of
was
you
a
play
fighting
it?
game. I didn't play it.
Oh, I figured it was a fighting game. Anyway. So
All
there you go.
right. So this is a very relevant question for Lads Weekend. Official Tuna fan club, Slater says, complaint, end question.
Whoa.
My family and I stayed at a beach rental Airbnb last weekend. There are a
Mm.
number of basic amenities that were missing, and it sparked a conversation of what an Airbnb should come equipped with. I'm not really talking about the amenities on the listing like Wi-Fi or washer dryer. I mean basic household items. For example, here was the stuff we did not have in the house that drove me nuts. No bath or beach towels. No aluminum foil. No built-in or external bathtub plug. Couldn't give the kid a bath. Literally 1-ply paper towels that would evaporate if you breathed on them too hard. No pasta strainer. So now the question.
No pasta strainer. I love that.
So now the question. Why hasn't Alex played Alan Wake 2 yet?
Oh, here we go.
It's a good question. So I downloaded Control.
Yep.
And I'm going to play that first.
Yeah,
Then I'm going to play Alan Woke. Alan Woke.
Fuck
Then I'm going to play Alan Woke 2.
Alan Woke 2.
I've been spending too long on Twitter.
Pat Sajak's real worst nightmare. Alan Woke 2.
No, the other thing is with respect to the Airbnb. I know you didn't ask, but I guess.
Well, he follows up with, just kidding, what are the common denominator household items that you would expect any Airbnb to have, but not necessarily put on the listing?
See, that's the whole thing. I don't know that I would expect them to have bath or beach towels. I feel like that's my responsibility.
There to be towels for the shower.
Towels has to be.
Okay,
towels for the shower.
Yes.
Yep.
But I would like pasta strainer, but you are staying in a house.
Strainers.
Yeah, you are staying in a house.
You are staying in a house.
And I would imagine that since he's going with like a family,
you're staying in a house, but
there are
a lot of these places
that pitch it as like family rentals.
I don't know if I would expect pasta strainer. It would be one thing if there was like no cutlery. Like if you had no cutlery, I'd be a little bit like, no, that's
no
basic
plates,
shit.
no bowls,
no plates.
No,
the pasta strainer is more or less annoying depending on the type of pasta you're making.
I just picture.
I don't know. I feel like maybe
they stopped at the grocery store on the way there, and all they bought was pasta. No, all they bought was pasta, and they were like, "Fuck, we were trying to make all this pasta while we were here."
I feel like maybe like an Airbnb should have a "Do you plan to cook here or not?" That kind of option.
Some Airbnbs do cater like that. Some Airbnbs like are very much like what can what can we set up? Like,
And
what
it is
do you
it is
plan
a
on
beach
doing? Like,
house. Like it is like
yeah,
if you're renting
that
to
was
like
my
families to
question.
come and stay there, you're gonna be
Yeah.
there all
Yeah.
day. It's like
Yeah.
I mean, I
No,
guess
you
we'll
know
have
what?
to find
I'm
out. We'll have
with
to
you.
do
I
a
think they should
little.
have had all
yeah.
that stuff.
Yeah, they should have had that stuff.
Yeah, I'm
I
with you
agree.
on that actually now. Mm-hmm.
I agree. The paper
All right.
towels, like, I mean, that's just annoying, but I guess at least they had them. But like, I would be mad too. Also, like, if he didn't mention it, but I would be more annoyed if the toilet paper was bad.
Well, he said
Yes.
that one ply toilet paper, didn't he?
So, please do.
Paper towels.
Oh, paper
Yeah.
towels. Okay.
Yeah. No. If the toilet paper was so delicate that it broke when you breathed on it, that would be a real problem for everybody. That would just be an instant going to the store. I'll be back. Not dealing with that. No way. Yeah, that's annoying. I'm gonna bring a beach towel, I guess, with me when I come. I guess.
Well, yeah.
I guess I should. So,
I remember I had a complaint. I got to bring it up very quick before we move on.
okay.
Right. Yes, I forgot about that.
Public bathroom. It's not so
Mhm.
much a complaint, but just like a what the fuck are you doing kind of thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Had to do a number 2. Had to sit on the
Yep.
toilet. Had to do number 2.
Okay. Okay.
Guy in the stall next to me. Guy in the stall next to me was there when I got there. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Like, doing his
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
Takes a phone call.
No,
Oh no.
no way.
No.
Very loudly.
No.
I'm also gonna say this might sound prejudicial. A gay man, okay, very flamboyant voice. And
now I'm just thinking of that
having a
that
very
old
loud
60-minute
conversation
special
while having his shit.
where they have the specialist and they're like we trained this person on how to detect if someone's straight or gay.
Oh yeah. But so here's yeah, and it wasn't an urgent conversation. It was just a casual.
I mean, it must have been.
Well, but here's the thing: in his
That's
world,
really
is it totally fine?
That's
That
really
means this
weird.
guy does this all the time.
Well, that's
Yeah,
what
that means that he finds it to be.
to trust me, all those cogs were turning in my head of like, oh, this is a normal thing for you. This
No.
is
Right.
this is a primary place, and like, yeah. So I wasn't necessarily like,
You
I
should
was
have
like,
been.
oh my god, you're ruining my shit.
It's weird. It's really
But
weird.
it's weird. It's weird.
You know what? It's
It
really
should
weird
be illegal.
It's really
in a
weird
public
to just
restroom
talk.
for sure.
It's really weird
Yeah.
to just talk in a public restroom. Like
Yeah.
to just talk at all. To even
Yep.
to somebody
Yeah.
that's like next to you at the sink or the urinal, or even
Yep.
just to open your mouth to say anything
I
in
agree.
a public bathroom is really weird, unless it's like, I don't know, like
I
help,
told
I'm
you
having a
when
heart
I go
attack.
into the public
You know.
bathroom, I put my sunglasses on. I put my sunglasses on. I put the ear. I want to be able to pretend like no one is around.
This sounds like you're the kid from the Wizard.
Yeah, that's
what this sounds
basically.
like.
I go into
That's what
Jimmy
this
mode when I enter the
sounds
public bathroom.
Oh
I
boy.
think that's a show.
All right, next week we have a presentation from yours truly. We may or may not have a requested previously on from Tuna. We have challenge, slingshot, break all the targets in the fastest time in Walkabout Minigolf. And yeah, we're recording that a day early because we got Lads Weekend starting next week. So till then, I guess everybody just stay unranked.
Suck it.